Hi, this is Andy BLACKSUGAR, and you are listening to, if not also watching, Nashville on the Rocks.
Give me 50 cents, let me take it back, if that ain't what I meant. Give me a coat, or give me a bite, give me a light bulb and make sure it's bright. Give me the moon, or give me everywhere, give me some power.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another electrifying episode of Nashville on the Rocks. I'm your host, Lisa Karkos, and today we're in for a real treat. Prepare to immerse yourself in the essence of rock music with an artist whose extraordinary talent and brilliance helped define the sound of a generation. With a career that spans over 40 years, he's been the driving force behind an incredible 13 studio albums and 2 live albums with his amazing band, KEAGGY. Now this band played a pivotal role in shaping the early 90s grunge and progressive metal scenes, with Pearl Jam's bassist Jeff Ament famously declaring that they invented the genre. Their signature sound, which combines heavy drop D guitar riffs, captivating Beatles-esque vocal harmonies, and funky rhythms, has inspired major acts like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam. In addition to all of this, he's released 2 solo albums that highlight his versatility and artistry. Right now, he's busy writing and recording his 3rd solo record with our very own co-host, musician-producer D.A. Karkos. From the stage to the studio, this important artist has left an indelible mark on the industry with his dynamic energy and exceptional skills. So whether you're a diehard fan of hard rock or simply appreciate the artistry behind the rhythm, we hope you enjoy this episode with our dear friend, the incredible Jerry Gaskill. Hey, Jerry.
Hey,
oh, my
Lisa.
God. Hi.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
This is going to be such a great episode. I have been waiting to interview you for the longest time.
Oh.
Yes. Since we first started this podcast, Dan and I were talking about that we absolutely had to have you on the show. And you've been mentioned on the show, especially recently, quite several times by a few different people.
I think I've seen some of that.
So for everybody that is listening and watching, welcome to the show, Jerry Gaskill of KEAGGY.
Hooray.
Jerry,
awesome.
you know, I'm going to be nerding out on you, man. Just going to warn you about that. I already warned Lisa, but if we go down some rabbit holes, you could just slap me. All right, man?
Okay.
All right.
Just slap them.
I will. Just like I always do.
It's fine. Yeah, exactly. You guys have worked together long enough. You know it works to get Dan to get his best workout. So
Just slap me in the back of the head, you know, so it works.
okay, so as I had said before, we had talked about this briefly. There are so many things that I want to ask you, and I don't want to be super redundant, but I want to kind of, establish like a base ground. So most people that are listening to this podcast know who you are. So you guys, as a band, KEAGGY, you've been playing for 45 years?
We've been together for 45 years.
45 years.
Same guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no lineup changes. Same guys the whole time. I absolutely love that.
And it's very rare in the business, man, right out of the gate. You don't really know bands with the same lineup doing the same cool stuff, man, with each other.
Yeah, but in the early days when we first got together, we had another guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Ty was also in the band, but we had a second guitar player.
Sure.
And then he left.
Okay.
Then we got another guitar player to replace him. Then he left. And at that point, we decided, hey, let's just be us.
Just
we'll be a 3-piece. And
I love that.
what happened.
Oh, that's so cool. So congratulations on the longevity. And
Thank
you guys have 13 albums.
Don't know.
Come on, Jerry, man. You got to know
that's
this.
a fan question.
Yeah, there you go. Does anybody want to tell us? I looked it up earlier. It said 13 studio albums, and your most recent was in 2022.
That I know.
Yes, that you know.
And that it was, just for the record, and KEAGGY fans know this, it was a fucking great record, man.
Yeah. The three
Well
sides
done.
of one.
3 sides of one.
There can be but better ways from yesterday. yesterday.
Why don't you give us a brief just synopsis of how you, Ty, and Doug met?
Okay, well, 1978, I believe it was, I moved to Springfield, Missouri from South Jersey to go to college. And that ended up not happening for a while. And then in 1979, I think it was, Doug moved to Springfield, Missouri to join a band that I was joining at the same time.
Oh.
And that's where I met Doug. And apparently Ty had moved to Springfield, Missouri to go to the same college that I was going to go to. And I was in some project with a guy named Greg Voles. And, well, actually, the very first time I ever met Ty, Doug and I were in a band called the KEAGGY Band, which was an unbelievable honor for both of us.
Sure.
It felt like, wow, this is like the greatest thing ever. KEAGGY. Oh. And we were doing a show at the college that I ended up going to, and that Ty was going to. And Ty came up to me before the show. It's the first time I ever met Ty. I don't know him yet. And he says, excuse me, but can I use your drums tonight? Really thick Mississippi accent. Because he was in a band that he was the drummer for that night. And that was my first meeting with Ty. I said, oh, yeah, sure, you can use my drums, whatever.
Wait a minute. So Ty was a drummer?
Well, he wasn't a drummer, but he can play drums.
Okay.
But apparently he was asked to play drums in this band because their drummer, for some reason, couldn't do it. So he played drums. And that's when I first met Ty. And I already know Doug because we're in a band together. And then a little while later, Ty was playing guitar at this thing called Spring Fling, I think, at the college. And Doug heard him play and came back to me and said, oh my God, I heard this guitar player that I think we need to contact. I don't know if this was before or after that, but I had done a project with Ty with another girl from that college. Her name was Tracy Zinn. We were recording, and Ty was the guitar player. And I remember him sitting in the corner just by himself, just playing the guitar. And I'm going, oh my God, this guy can play the guitar.
That's awesome.
This guy is really great. And then Doug comes to me, and it's the same guy.
Okay.
And that's how we met. We got together, played, and from that very moment we thought, we should be a band.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then 45 years later, here we are.
How long have you been a drummer?
Ooh, I've been playing drums as long as I can remember.
Okay.
I do remember I was 4 years old when I got my first real drum.
Oh, wow.
I've told this story many, many times, but I'll tell it again. And I had a toy set before that. And finally, my parents were going to get me a real snare drum. And I wanted it more than anything in life. It's like, oh my God, I want to get a real drum. and every time I tell the story, I feel like crying. But anyway, so my dad goes to, he's going to go to the store and get it. He's going to the record, or whatever, the music store to get the drum. And he comes home, and I'm so excited. 4 years old. He comes in and says, Jerry, I'm sorry, but I wasn't able to get the drum. And I just started profusely crying. It's like, oh my God, this is the only thing in life that matters to me. And then he said, I'm really sorry, but could you go out in the car and get my cigarettes or whatever it was? I said, okay. I went out there. Guess what?
He got
was sitting on the front seat. Passenger seat right there was the drum.
He lied.
Yeah, he lied to me.
So, how did you respond to that? Did you cry with joy?
No, I think I immediately probably stopped crying and was excited. But
that is so cute.
So for me, I've always played drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, there's not too many parents that want their kids to be drummers. And he bought you.
I don't think my parents had any choice. And
I love
fortunately, they could see it.
Yeah.
And my dad was a guitar player.
Okay.
And I think when I was 7 years, my brother's a guitar player too.
Okay.
He's older than me. And I think maybe when I was 7 or 8, maybe 7, my dad thought we should have a band because he knew how much I wanted to have a band. He said, we'll just start a band. So me, my brother, and my dad started a band, and we played all over the place. We played like weddings and lodges, and even played in a parade on a float and whatever.
And what was the name of that band, Jerry?
And the name of that band was Jerry and the Knights.
Jerry and the Knights.
Dude, you were the
my
band
dad-
leader, huh? Even
Well,
back, huh?
everybody thought my dad was Jerry.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but because he knew I wanted to play so badly, he said, "Let's start a band."
When you were talking about how like your dad was a guitar player and your brother, I thought about it. I was like, oh, please tell me that they were in a band together.
And we were. It was all instrumental.
Man, so what was that first drum kit like? You had that snare drum, right? What
My
about the
first
other
drum
parts?
kit, a neighbor across the street gave me this huge kick drum, like a marching band kick drum. And I thought, oh, wow, now I have like a set.
Right.
So I had a snare and a kick drum, and I think maybe a cymbal. And I thought, I'm on my way now.
Yeah.
And then from there, I got a set of Kent drums. That was the name of the company, which was just a kick, a snare, and one tom, rack tom. And I think I had a hi-hat and a cymbal at that point. Then I got another set of a company called Tempro,
Okay.
which now had a floor tom as well, which was very exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
And then from there, I got a set of Ludwig,
Oh.
Oh,
which
now
was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Next
really
level.
happening now.
Now we're moving.
Now I'm happening. And before I got the Ludwig, a part of me was kind of, I don't know if ashamed is the right word, but embarrassed that I didn't have like a real name brand of drums. And I remember some guy was working on our neighbor's house, and he came over to me, and he knew I played drums somehow. I guess we must have been friends. He said, "Oh, so what kind of drums do you use?" And I was using Tempro at the time that nobody had ever heard of.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I have a set of Rogers."
Rogers.
Yeah, I lied to him.
Just
Because I
lied.
was just too embarrassed to say that I had Tempro.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh man, that's pretty crazy, man.
So there you go.
Yeah. So what age were you now when you had that drum kit, and where did you play? Did you play locally ever, or people's birthdays, or?
Yeah. I
that
was
what you
probably
did?
about 10 or 11 when I had the Tempro kit. And of course, I had the Kent kit before that. And when I was 12, I got the Ludwig.
Okay.
And yeah, we were playing lodges, birthday parties, weddings, whatever anybody wanted us to do.
And you were learning like songs that you wanted to learn, or what people wanted to hear. Like, what were you listening to?
Oh, we were just doing what we did. We did anything from a waltz
Okay.
to a Beatles song to a polka to whatever. I think the very first thing I was listening to, I remember listening to the Beach Boys before the Beatles came to America. And I think there's other music. I think the song Wipeout by the Safaris.
Yeah.
I think that was before the Beatles came here, I think. And I remember getting together with my dad and my brother to play. This is probably one of the very first times. And they said, let's play Wipeout. And they didn't even know if I could play it. And I remember I did the drum part.
That is so
And my
cool.
brother just stood there and couldn't even play.
Oh.
He couldn't even start the song because he couldn't believe that I was able to do it.
He was so excited. He's like, we're on to something.
Something, I guess, something.
So that was your first band, like being with your family. Like that's got to be such a cool
Well,
just
actually, that wasn't
experience.
the first band.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh.
That's funny. The first band was a band with me, my brother, and two friends of ours.
Okay.
Who, one was my brother's age and one was my age.
Okay.
One was the bass player and one was the singer.
So how old was everybody? 10?
I would think I was around 7.
Oh my God.
My brother was probably 10 or 11.
That's so funny.
Maybe 12, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, around that age. 7, 8, 10, 12, somewhere in that area.
That's so cute.
And we got together and we auditioned for a Kool-Aid commercial in New York City.
Huh.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, we're going to make it. This is big time. We did it.
Did you make it?
No. But I'll tell you the
okay.
story if you want to hear it.
I do.
We went into a studio and we played. And then all of a sudden the engineer guy said, excuse me, can you play something that features the drummer? So we did Wipeout. Mm-hmm. And come to find out, we didn't get the gig or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But then later on, my mom told me, this is just the truth. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you a story. Mm-hmm. My mom said, well, they really did want you. But we as parents decided we're just going to deny it the whole thing because we didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
That's hard to swallow a little bit, I think, you know, like, oh,
So everybody
man.
feels bad.
That's what she told me. I don't know if it's true, but she told me.
Yeah, it's a very diplomatic way. Everybody can feel, you know, bad about this whole thing now, you know? When did you learn the truth about that? Was it
I
just
think I was an adult.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I always think if that did happen, if we did do the Kool-Aid commercial,
Right.
I'd be one of those guys now. Where is that guy who was on the Kool-Aid commercial?
Right. Yeah.
Whatever
yeah.
happened to him?
Yeah. What happened?
Like, where is he now, right?
Now we don't have to worry
guy
about that
exists.
because
He exists in some alternate reality.
because now we don't have to worry about that. But nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows where I'm at.
Is there a drummer that is someone that you really look up to, other than like, you know, your bandmates that you're with,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, I've always listened to all kinds of music.
Okay.
Music is just music, and I loved it. When the Beatles first came to America, that changed everything, of course, like many, many people.
yeah.
And then there's Led Zeppelin, a band called Cactus, Grand Funk,
Okay.
one of my favorite bands ever, too. And yeah, the list can go on and on and on.
Sure.
You know, and Ringo, of course, is a favorite drummer of mine. Buddy Rich is a favorite drummer of mine.
Okay.
John Bonham, Carmine Appice, who's now my buddy.
Oh, nice.
It was a great influence. I seem to have been inspired and influenced by people who have their own style, that you can recognize them when you hear them. And I think all the people I mentioned, you can say, oh, that's John Bonham.
Yeah, you can tell.
That's Carmine. Oh, that's Buddy Rich. Don Brewer from Grand Funk, same thing. Oh, that's Don Brewer.
Right.
So that seems to be what I've been gravitating toward.
So what happened in your next part of your journey?
I ended up moving to Springfield, Missouri.
Okay. So
Nice.
like after high school, pretty much?
A little bit after high school. I think I was 19 when I moved there.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to go to college. And before that, I had become, I guess, what you would call a Christian. I had an experience in my life that made me feel, oh, this makes sense to me. And then through that, I ended up going to church and stuff. And it was during that time I realized, oh, this doesn't feel exactly right.
Yeah.
The experience felt good and right, but this stuff doesn't feel exactly right. And I remember this guy my dad worked with at this church said, hey, we need to get Jerry to come play drums at the church. I'm putting together this band thing for church. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I said, I just want to be in a band that rocks. And I said that to him. I said, I just want to be in a band that rocks. And he said, oh, you will learn to call that contemporary Christian music. And I'm going, that doesn't feel right either. But I continued on with it. I continued on with it. And ended up doing the thing. And it was through that I met my first wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And she was very, very talented piano player, singer. And from that, after that, we moved to Springfield, Missouri together. And then I think I've already said, through that I met Ty and Doug, but before that I met Phil KEAGGY. And played with Phil KEAGGY for a while.
Yeah.
Toured with him.
Could you talk about Phil KEAGGY? Because he's a Nashville man, and we have a little history, and we'll get into that later in the episode. But talk about how good Phil is and what he's done, and when you met him, what it meant.
Phil, and this is another reason why, or one reason why I'm happy that I learned about the Christian world. Not in it in any way whatsoever anymore. You know, not in any way.
Right.
But I discovered a lot of great music. And
Yeah, that's cool.
Phil KEAGGY is one of them.
Oh, wow.
And great guitar player. And like I said earlier, to be in his band and tour with him, what an incredible honor. When I first met him, I remember him getting out of a van, and I saw him, and it's like, oh my God, it was like seeing one of the Beatles. That's how exciting it was.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And like Dan just said, the last solo record I did, Dan and I did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. Or
I may have been here.
I've never told her. Never told her.
Well, whatever. Yeah, Dan and I did this record, and Phil played on it.
Yeah.
And I remember going to his house to have him record on it. And I remember sitting there, and he's playing. He had never heard of somebody. He started playing what I thought was incredible stuff. And I thought this thing that isn't even a rational thought, that can't even be possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, Phil KEAGGY might be the best guitar player in the world.
Dude, I remember you telling me that, man. Like that was exactly what you said I just remember watching him just kind of do his thing, and you were just like flabbergasted how amazing it was, and it was amazing. Everybody should listen to that song, and it's called Paradise, right?
Paradise.
It is. That's what he played on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So those formative years, those early years in King's X, did you guys have a lot of the same influences, or do you draw from a lot of different influences?
A lot of different influences. Some of the same.
Okay.
Ty and I both grew up with the Beatles.
Okay.
Doug did not grow up with the Beatles. When he heard the Beatles, he thought it was just a bunch of white guys trying to sound black.
Ah,
Because he grew up with the real thing.
Right.
The stuff that the Beatles loved. Mm-hmm. And so,
that's so
we had a lot of different influences, all of us. Like,
Yeah.
one of my biggest influences, Bob Dylan. I love Bob Dylan more than almost anybody. Mm-hmm. And the other guys didn't seem to care at all about Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different. I think that's what helps make us who we are, because who are we? What is our sound? It's King's X.
Upon making like your first album and getting signed, how did that work?
Well, when we got together, we gung ho on just doing original music. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to be a band.
No covers.
No covers. We're going to do our music, and that's all there is to it. Mm-hmm. And we did. We went out there and started doing gigs, and come to find out, people didn't want to hear that. They want to hear cover tunes. They want to dance.
Stuff that they like.
Things like that.
They want to dance.
And we were not getting gigs. And so we decided, okay, I guess we'll sort of play the game a little bit.
Okay.
And we did, and we got kind of way into it.
Okay.
We would throw originals in there, but, that's how we were able to get gigs, by doing covers.
Yeah, get people to listen to, you know.
And then one night, it was in Bloomington, Indiana. I forget the year, but we decided, let's go back to what we believed in from the beginning. We're going to do only originals. So we got up on stage, the place was completely packed. We got up on stage and did only originals. After about the second song, I'd say there were 2 tables left. Everybody ran out of the building.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Whoa.
So they just wanted to dance to songs and sing along to songs that they knew, right?
Yeah, they go in a club to do the thing, yeah.
And now, this is, I think it might be general knowledge, right, for King's X fans, that you probably weren't named King's X at this point. Am I correct?
Oh, no, we were not named King's X. We were originally called The Edge.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. And then U2 came along, and we thought,
It's confusing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be that. And I think there's another band called The Edge that we found out. So.
Okay.
And then I think I mentioned earlier, we had another guitar player at one point. And when we became the 3-piece, we decided to change our name.
Okay.
And we called ourselves Sneak Preview.
Sneak preview?
Yeah, and we hated it, but we did it anyway.
Can I ask whose idea was that?
I don't even remember.
Who's responsible?
I don't remember.
Because you know what? I think I read in an interview or saw it, and maybe it was Doug was saying, like, when you guys made this announcement on stage of your new band, I think Doug saying, I think some people might have been disappointed. They thought it was going to be this thing. And then I think it was Doug saying, it's like, it probably didn't fly with the new thing.
Yeah, something. And we were a 3-piece band, and we were doing different music now. Mm-hmm. And I do remember, probably along with Doug's story, we announced it. I think I did a drum roll. Sneak preview. And it's like,
unveiling it, right?
And after our first set, I remember walking off the stage and talking to these girls who were fans of ours as The Edge, who just loved us all along. But now we're kind of different.
Yeah.
And I remember her saying to me, I really feel for you guys. But we continued on, and we became, we got some popularity back to a
Right.
certain
Right, right.
degree. And then there's some people in Houston who believed in us, a record company called Star Song, which was a Christian label.
I was going to say, it wasn't a Christian
It was
label.
a Christian label.
Okay.
And they believed in us, and they wanted us to move to Houston. And they said, we have an artist named Morgan Cryer. We would like for you to be his band and tour with him for a while, and we will get you a real record deal. We'll help you get a real record deal.
Okay.
So we did that, and it was through them, Star Song, that we met Sam Taylor.
Oh, okay.
And when we met Sam Taylor, that's when King's X started to become King's X.
Ah, I
And
see.
King's X grew from there.
Okay. And the name King's X, does that have Christian ties to it?
No.
No. Okay.
It didn't mean anything to us.
Okay.
It was just a name.
Okay.
And I remember being in the studio and we were saying, okay, so are we King's X? What are we? Are we King's X? We said, all right, we're King's X.
I love that.
And the name is, I don't know if it's true or not though, but I feel like it's, doesn't it mean something somewhere where it means
Like a timeout or something
like a timeout or good luck or something like that, right?
And I think Sam had a brother who was in a band called King's X or something like that.
Okay.
You know, the name really doesn't have any deep meaning to us.
Sure.
Other than it's the name of our band.
So being a King's X fan, Jerry, you know that I've always been before we've met. Let's talk about that first record, what Sam Taylor kind of brought out in you guys. And I know there's one song on that record, I think it was on that record, right? It's like that kind of defined your sound, or maybe the direction that you all agreed that like this could be the song that kind of sets us off in that direction.
Well, actually,
Right.
the song that
That was on the second record, wasn't it?
is on the second record
Okay.
is a song that Ty brought to us called Pleiades.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I think he was reluctant to let us hear it because it was very different. Because he didn't know if we would like it or not.
Sure.
And Doug and I both loved it. I thought, oh, wow, we need to pursue that kind of a direction.
Yeah.
know,
So
the
that
drop
was the
D.
moment, though, right?
Yeah,
that
that was the
song
moment.
was.
Yeah. And I think Sam just brought out in us the best of who we were.
Sure.
That's what he saw. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
He said, you guys need to be yourselves and be the best that you can be
Yeah.
as yourselves.
Yeah.
I think that was Sam's main.
I think that's the best thing. That's a best
Contribution.
producer that can do that for you is, you know, help you cultivate who you are.
Yeah. And Sam became our manager, and you know, that's when things started to really take off for us.
Oh, that's cool.
So, talk about getting signed, and what label did you sign to on that first record? Which one was that?
Okay. Well, the label was called MEGAFORCE,
That's right. And
and out of New Jersey, Old Bridge, New Jersey,
Okay.
which is sort of near the area where I live now.
Nice.
And we did a show at the Cat Club in New York City.
I remember, I think actually my band played there, but I remember not there anymore, though, right?
I don't think so. And we, I think we opened for Black Oak, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Black Oak, Arkansas.
Okay.
yeah, at this club. And that was the night we got signed.
Oh, very cool.
Wow, that's one I don't think I've ever knew that, and I didn't know it was a Black Oak.
And I remember Johnny
Arkansas.
Z, the owner of MEGAFORCE, and his wife.
And doesn't Eddie Trunk have some tie to
Eddie
that?
Trunk
right?
was in with them at that time, yes.
Okay.
And I remember Johnny saying he wants to sign us, and I said, well, I'm driving like a 76 car. He said, I'll get you into 77.
What a deal.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's how the first records, sort of in a nutshell, came about.
What was it like, you know, getting some of those opportunities?
It was very exciting at the time. We were getting a lot of great press, especially in the UK, and which is very exciting. They were putting us on the cover of their big rock magazine, Kerrang. They were hailing us as the new messiahs of metal or something like that. And we're thinking, oh wow, there wasn't really anything happening in the States. We did some shows, but didn't seem to really matter that much. Then we went over to England, and we were all excited to go to England because I'd never been to England, and that's where the Beatles are from. And
Yep.
we're going to England, and we did a show at the Marquee Club.
Okay.
You know, pretty famous, iconic place. Didn't know what to expect. How can we know what to expect?
Right.
And the place was completely. We walked out. The place is completely packed.
Wow.
We start the first song, and they're all jumping in the air, singing every word, and we're like, "Oh my God!" I remember thinking, "We're going to be as big as the Beatles."
That's
but
awesome.
we weren't. And
Well,
we've had a nice career.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful.
Yes.
A lot of great things have happened.
Well, I think that the term that always gets described is that when Dan and I come into contact with contact with people that know you, usually other musicians, they always say King's X is like the musician's musician. It's a musician's band. You know, if you're a musician, you know who King's X is. And you guys did some really big tours. You know, you toured with some great people. You toured all over the place. Like talk about who that was kind of cool, like for you to tour with. Were you excited having these people at the time?
We did an extensive tour in the United States and in Europe with AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
Which is very exciting.
That's so awesome.
That was incredible.
That's so
that's
cool.
a whole thing in itself.
Yeah.
And story after story after story with that one. And
Well,
ask. Sorry, baby.
You're good.
All these questions are
No,
just
that's
pouring out
fine.
of me.
Keep them coming. Keep
Like,
them
as
coming.
far as when you toured with AC/DC, like, how was the crowd response? Because you know how AC/DC is like that straight up 4 on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how did you go over with your more of your songwriting is a little bit more intellectually ranged, and a little bit more put into your King's X song list than an AC/DC song list when it comes to
Well,
with the
my
crowd.
memory is that in the United States, it wasn't too bad. People didn't really care that we were there for the most part. They only wanted to see AC/DC. But I think in the United States, they were kind of respectful of us, and they allowed us to play and said, "Oh, okay, great." I think we won crowds over by the end.
Yeah.
If they were very,
If they didn't-
skeptical or whatever they were.
Yeah.
I think we won them over. I think, but then we went to Europe, and especially in Germany, they absolutely hated us.
That was not how I thought this was going to go.
Oh, they would throw things at us. They would chant Angus while we're playing. They would turn around their backs toward us while we're playing. And one time somebody even threw a toilet bowl scrub brush up on the stage.
Ew.
It was crazy. And they just hated us, it seemed. And but it seemed like by the end of every show, we kind of brought them around a little bit.
Okay.
But that's kind of where the song Lost in Germany came from, I think.
So did anybody keep that toilet brush? Like, oh, we needed one of these for the bus.
Oh, yeah,
or-
I'm still using that. I use that at home. It's my favorite toilet brush.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
This is the memories.
That's killer.
It's honestly so weird to hear bands like yours, who have done some. You've put out all these albums, you've influenced all these people, and you go out in front of a crowd and they throw a toilet brush at you. You know what I mean? Like, that's so strange.
It's a different audience and not
Different audience.
not
Yeah,
really understanding
just
where the
happened.
music was coming from.
Seems very
and,
punk rock.
It was what it was.
Yeah.
Wow. Excellent, man.
Dan, I know you have some questions.
Yeah, I just want to dig into the whole King's X thing because I know there's so many records and we could talk about so many songs. Let's talk about what are the fan favorites that you hear over and over about? Like, what do you hear? What's their favorite record, you think? Or what songs in the song list are they always waiting for you guys to play?
Well,
do you think?
of course, it depends on who you talk to, but
Right.
overall, it seems like Gretchen is the one that people really latched onto and said, this is where it all started for me. Then we went back to the first record, and DOGMAN the same way. Those two records seem to be the ones that really
Hit people.
hit people hard. Although, if I guess if you're a King's X fan, they all do.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And everybody has their favorite. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
They have their favorites and some stuff they don't like as much and whatever. But I think those two records mainly.
Yeah, I wasn't there at the very beginning when you guys first came out. Obviously, I remember seeing the Over My Head video and that type of stuff in It's Love. But the Over My Head was my first discovery of you guys, but I still didn't digest it the way I was digesting the food or digesting the music, sorry. I started with Faith, Hope, and Love, and I had to work my way back and discover it.
Actually, Faith, Hope, Love was our most popular record as far as sales and all of that.
Yeah, they had the It's Love was probably your biggest song
Probably the biggest
off of that,
song,
right?
yes.
In your
On
career?
MTV, yeah, all over the place, radio and everything, yeah.
Let's talk about after Sam Taylor, and you guys were kind of doing your own thing without Sam. I think it was it the DOGMAN record where you guys?
DOGMAN was the first one with Brendan O'Brien.
Talk about that experience working with Brendan and how those songs came together and how you all felt about that record. Because I know the fans always say something, that's the record that they would choose for like a Desert Island record, you know?
Yeah. Well, I remember feeling pretty excited that we had this new direction now. We're working with somebody new, and I felt it was just us now. We're doing what now it's what we want to do, and it's only going to be what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, not that I'm discounting anything we did with Sam, but it was just a new time.
Yeah. You're ready to move on and do something different.
And it was exciting to work with Brendan. It was wonderful to work with Brendan. And
what other bands was he like producing and mixing while you guys were in that era? Like, didn't he do like Pearl Jam at the time?
Yeah, I think he did Pearl Jam, did Stone Temple Pilots. I think
many
Red
records.
Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
He was just like the producer of the day,
Yeah.
and we were very happy that he wanted to work with us.
Yeah,
and
that's
he was actually
super
happy
cool.
to work with us.
Yeah. That's important. It's all about having a good vibe in there, too.
Yeah, it was great. It's awesome. And I just found out recently he did a thing, I think with Rick Beato or whatever his name is, Beato.
I saw that interview. It was so
Yeah,
interesting.
And Brendan was saying how disappointed he was that the record didn't do more than it did. Because he believed in it. We all believed in it.
Yeah.
Because everything he did was just huge. And he thought, well, this is going to be huge too. And it
so
just
funny.
wasn't.
What do you like? Everybody reveres that record. All the bands that I've known, and a lot of people base their careers off of trying to emulate that type of stuff. And you guys being known for like kind of like starting the grunge, the drop D tuning. What do you think it is about King's X and how they're just this revered band and didn't become like this Pearl Jam all over, you know, the radio with all these hits? Because that whole record, man, there's not one song that isn't amazing. But what do you think it is? You know, because nobody can put their finger on it.
Man, I do not know the answer to that. Because if I did know the answer to that, it would have been big.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, I wish I did, but I don't. What could it be? Maybe you have a better thought than I do.
I'm like a lot of the King's X bands that kind of like just they consume King's X, and you're in the band, so you're not going to really understand fully about what it's like to be objective to your own music. But it's like you guys are maybe too good. Like there's not many bands that can sound like you guys, or Doug is too unique of a hard rock singer, being that bluesy, you know, ballsy, like it just the 3-piece thing. I don't think anybody really knows though, but what it means to other bands that you guys existed. Like you know, my old bands, like we were all about harmonies, and that's probably because of the Beatles and the King's X guys and drop D stuff. We did that, but maybe you guys were just not. You couldn't imitate you guys. If you could be like, maybe there would be like a 25 bands that could sound like you, and you all would have been successful in the same way. But I just think maybe you were too unique almost.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know the answer. Maybe after you saying that, maybe we just couldn't. They just didn't know how to market us. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Because everybody tried.
Yeah.
Another record companies tried.
Right.
But it just didn't happen. We played Woodstock.
Yeah.
And we were like
94.
hailed as the Woodstock 94, and the press hailed us as the highlight of the whole Friday show.
Yeah.
And guess how many records we sold after that?
How many?
None. Nothing happened.
Really?
Nothing happened.
And I remember watching that show, and it was. Remember Brother Weeze? Brother Weeze was the guy emceeing the show. He's a hometown hero from
In Woodstock?
Rochester. Yeah, I think he announced you guys maybe. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but somebody check me on that. But Brother Weeze from Rochester, New York was a really big, huge local radio guy, and I think he was there. But I remember watching the show, and the crowd was digging it. Everybody was on fire. You guys did some great cuts, man, Moan Jam. But like when you told me that, I'm like, that's incredibly bizarre to not sell records or after that thing. But you guys, Jon Stewart show was probably around that time too, right?
Right afterwards, yeah.
Wow. So yeah,
We were on fire, but nothing happened.
yeah, and collectively,
Must be sin in our lives.
you know, hey man, you weren't praying hard enough, dude. Like there's bands that touched upon your sound. Like I can think of bands that remind me of King's X. I think about Alice in Chains,
Yeah,
and
they'll tell you the same thing.
with the harmonies, and what they did was brilliant and all that stuff like that. But you can hear where the common threads of what they were trying to achieve. And it's like, I don't think if you existed, a lot of these bands wouldn't sound that way. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, I remember going to see Alice in Chains. I think it was at some festival while we were recording the Dogman record. We're hanging out with them backstage, and Lane said to me, "Man, I can't wait for this new record to come out so we can learn how to do it again." That's what he said to me. Those are his exact words.
That is so funny.
And even Lane, wouldn't you agree, Jerry? Like, because Lane's kind of a bluesy singer, right? He kind of does some of the stuff that Lane or that Doug does, like some of those blues runs he does in his vocal. Lane kind of applied that to his own style.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, like it's all
I
over
don't
the place.
think about those things.
Yeah, Lane's a great singer, and I just think because a guy like Doug, who's doing it in a heavy, hard rock, made it cool and okay to do it. So that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I just very rarely, if ever, think like that, because when I'm making music, I'm just making the music because that's what I kind of feel. That's what I think it should be.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing it to anything else or thinking it sounds like anything else. And if it does sound too much like something else, I can't do that.
Talk about the writing process a little bit.
Well, that can happen anyway.
Okay.
We all write individually.
Okay.
And we'll bring songs to the band, and we've done records where we just came together with no songs and completely built it together from scratch.
From the ground up.
So it just can happen anyway.
That's cool.
You know, somebody can bring a song to the band, and we do it exactly as it was written in the demo or whatever, or we can bring a song and completely change it to something else. So there is no one way to be a King's X song.
Yeah.
You know, it's just King's X.
So
I don't even know what our sound is. To me, we just are making the music that we make,
Yeah.
and that's King's X to me.
So how does that? Because in terms of like a marriage, you know, you guys have been together for so long. Like, what do you think your success is to why you guys have been together for so long?
Well, I know when we first got together, we really believed in this band.
Okay.
We thought all three of us felt, you guys are the guys I want to play with.
Yeah.
Let's do this, and we believed it at all costs. There might be that. That might be one of the reasons why we've lasted so long. Mm-hmm. And you know, we did get some success. We had something that kept us going. So there might be that, because we've always believed in ourselves as a band.
Yeah.
Or we might just be stupid.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you're on to something.
When I'm asking these questions, I'm not asking just for myself. I feel like I have to be responsible to the King's X fans that feel exactly the way that I do about the music and how special each and every one of those records and songs are. So that's the thing I really want to make sure that King's X fans, I'm looking out for you. I'm going to try to ask the right questions. So when you're touring, your guys' voices ever get tired when you're singing?
No, we're superhuman.
All right.
That's a great answer.
No, but
That actually happened, you know.
Oh God, that's a whole nother story, man. No, but I just want to talk about that. You're the first drummer, when I'm not a drummer, when I was listening to you guys, that I've noticed you had this really unique style, very recognizable. So when you're playing a song, any King's X song for a record, or you guys are sitting down and hashing it out, what is your approach to actually fitting your drums into the song? Because you can do all these things and stuff, but what is your approach, and how do you view writing songs from a drummer standpoint in this band?
Well, a lot of times, like I say, we bring songs to the band, and oftentimes there's already a drum beat there, you know, that they've programmed or however they did it just to get the song done so it can be presented. And when you hear, or at least for me, when I hear certain things, it gets stuck in your head. So you just kind of, so that becomes the template.
Right.
And then, you know, I just put myself into it. And if I'm feeling something different, then I'll play it that way or whatever. But I think like any drummer will say, what you play has to fit the song. It's all about the song, if that makes any sense, or if that answers your question at all.
It does. And just for an example, like certain drum fills going into from part to part. There's many examples I can list. I'm not going to list them, but I can actually sing some solos. Like when I'm listening to the song, I can just like sing it with your drum fill going into a part.
Oh, nice.
And I just think that it's a melodic way of being a drummer in a sense, in a very melodic band. So I'm just wondering, maybe you're just influenced by just being a musical guy yourself, a songwriter yourself, a guy that sings and writes his own music on a guitar or whatever you have around you. I'm wondering if that just plays a part into, you know, you can appreciate like, okay, this is a vocal forward song where this is mainly the focus of the song, and you know how to take a back seat, but you know how to shine when those moments appear and give you the opportunity to make something eventful in a song. Is that how everybody kind of is? Because nobody gets in each other's way. You know,
maybe. I really don't think about these things too often.
I was going to say, when it comes down to songwriting, it seems that you know how to be thoughtful with each other's ideas. Maybe.
I think so. I think we're always diplomatic or whatever the word is. In open.
Yeah,
open. We are.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because nobody really has like a stranglehold on like it should be a certain way. A lot of bands have like dictator type of things where a lot of bands need that, where one guy kind of steps forward and is like, they kind of rally around that vision.
And it depends on the song and what's happening at the time. And those things can happen as well. And we've always felt if somebody really feels strongly about something, then we'll go with that. Even if another guy might not, but if somebody really feels strongly about something, you know, we'll go with it.
Excellent stuff, man. It's stuff that I want to know, and I'm sure many King's X fans would too. So thanks for the answer. You know,
I think honestly, this is a good time for us to take a break, and we're going to move on to one of my favorite parts of the show, which is I'm going to teach him how to make a cocktail.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to teach Jerry how to make a cocktail.
All right.
So, okay, this is going to be a lot of fun, and actually, you helped me sample a few cocktails the other day when I was working on a recipe.
Yep, so, just samples.
Yeah, so just samples. So, I mean, like, this is kind of like part 2 of that whole breakdown.
Well, hopefully I helped.
You did. You helped a lot. Both of you did.
Yeah, let's party.
Yeah.
What are we waiting for, you know?
Cool. All right, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to grab my tools, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Ace Vaughn Johnson from LA Guns, and you are listening to or watching Nashville on the Rocks.
All right, Jerry, we're back. Okay, so you know that recipe I was making the other day, and it just wasn't hitting.
It wasn't.
Okay, so I threw part of it off to the side. So what we are going to do is we're just going to make an espresso martini, but we're going to make it with maple simple. Ooh. So instead of using the vanilla vodka that I was using before, I'm just using a regular potato vodka, which
my sister-in-law loves espresso martinis.
Espresso martinis, yeah.
So
I think it's great. So yes, I will show you how to make that. So I've already put the ice in here, and for everybody that is watching, you're obviously going to be able to see what we're doing. But for those of you who are listening, I'm just going to walk you through how to do this. So Jerry, you are going to make my drink, and I'm going to make yours and Dan's.
Oh, I
so I'm
see.
going to be making 2 drinks in this tin. You're going to be making 1, but I'll walk you through how to do this. Okay. So we've got the first things first. We've got the ice in the tin. What we're going to do is we're going to put equal parts of vodka, this Mr. Black coffee liqueur, and this maple simple. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 ounces
Okay.
of vodka in here. You're going to put 1 ounce of vodka.
Okay,
So I'm going to go to the very
Because
top.
you're making 2.
Yes, because I'm making 2. So this measurement is a jigger, and right at the top, I don't know if you can use mine because I don't think that has one. See that little line, that little measurement?
I do. I see
Okay.
the one at the top.
Right. Okay. Actually, sorry, you're going to be using 1 ounce, so you're going to flip that over.
Oh, I want to flip this
Yep,
over.
you're going to flip it over, and you're going to fill
Up to
the
the
vodka.
second line or the first line?
Actually, to the very, very top.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to fill it all the way up to the top, and then you're going to pour it right into the tin.
And that's 1 ounce, right?
That's 1 ounces. Beautiful. So good. So good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same exact thing with this Mr. Black coffee. So we're going to be essentially doing like a 3-part cocktail. So it's easy enough. Now, I'm going to pour this. I love this Mr. Black. This was a bottle that was gifted to me from my friend Clayton, who's a rep. Okay, so Jerry, you're going to fill 1 ounce of Mr. Black coffee.
I very rarely ever drink anything like this.
Ooh, well, that's why this is fun too, because how many times do you do interviews or come on podcasts?
Yeah, I very rarely do any of
Right?
that stuff.
Perfect. So we'll go right to the top. When in Rome or Nashville, we drink espresso martinis. Okay.
When in Rome.
And I'm going to take this maple simple that I made. So it's basically just a 1/2 ounce. Well, not that. It's half of hot water, and then anywhere from half maple syrup. Sometimes I back off on it a little bit if I want it
Did
to
you
be a
use a
little
special
lighter.
maple syrup?
I did. Well, I used an organic maple simple, and it's dark. It's like a dark, robust flavoring. Yep, you're going to fill that right to the top.
And how many ounces is that?
That's 1 ounce.
Okay.
So everything we put into this cocktail is 1 ounces.
Okay, good to know.
Yes, and you're going to put it right in there. And the maple simple is really cool. You can make it at home. It's perfect for the fall, for the holidays. It's really, really lovely. Okay, now we're going to take the big tin. We're going to put it on top of the little tin. And I love when drummers are on the show because they have the best shakes. Okay, we're going to flip this over. See how this is like, it's a little tight, right?
Yeah.
Just give it a little slap. Okay, cool. And then we're going to shake it for about 15 seconds. 15, 20 seconds. Espresso martinis are really nice when they're really shaken and really cold.
Is there a certain tempo or anything? Or?
No, we're just, well, I don't know. You're going to have to let me know. You're the drummer. You're going to have to
dude,
let me know the count.
This whole shake thing right now is perfect for one of your Jerry Gaskill dances that me and you do all the time together.
We'll see what happens.
It'll be perfect. All right, ready to do this?
Yes.
And go.
I told you.
It is perfect. So what kind of beat is this?
It's like a tambo, like a tambourine, like shaker thing.
All right.
I can use it for the record.
Yeah. More cowbell.
I love it.
More shaker tin. Woo! Okay, I think we're good. And we can stop. My hands are frozen.
Yes, they are.
All right,
And we're
try to
just
get that
gonna-
off.
Take it off. See how it's nice and frothy in there, though?
It is frothy.
It's
I must have done
freezing.
right.
Your hands are freezing,
Killing
Harry.
it very cold. Good grief.
I know. Stupid. Okay, we're going to take the strainer.
Okay.
Ooh, and you're going to put it right on top.
Like this? Or
Oh,
like
of
how?
the...
Oh, like
yes,
this.
of
Okay.
this one. Okay.
All right.
And then you're going to pour all of the content into the glass, okay?
Okay. And you hold the top of this?
Yes, sir. Just pour it like this. Perfect. Now, we didn't put any cream in these martinis. And I mean, I like espresso martinis either way, but honestly, I like espresso martinis with tequila. And I thought about putting tequila in this, but you don't drink tequila
Sorry, Julie.
anymore. So I thought we're just going to keep it with vodka. Okay,
Tequila.
I
this
never
is
drink
yours.
vodka.
Right, no, never. Why would you?
I don't.
Dan, this is yours. but when in
man.
Nashville.
Yep.
And I'll take the one you made.
This is wonderful.
Okay. Yep.
Oh,
and
that's
see,
right. Oh, you have to taste what I did.
Yes.
That's right. Gotcha.
It's all a part of my plan. It's all a critique. Okay.
Oh, so can I trust that it's the same?
Oh, it should be. Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Yeah, she likes to give people roofies, Jerry.
Pass them out. You know, knock them out
This is
for
the
later.
one you made, right?
And that's
Yes,
how we
sir.
met, by the way, with a roofie. Remember that, babe? You knocked me out, and I ended up on your couch. Remember?
Right. And I was
They
like,
should
he's
taste
mine.
exactly the same, right?
It should.
Should.
Yeah, it should.
Jerry, thank you so much for coming in the show.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Dan, cheers. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
All right, let's
Thank
see
you.
how
we go.
this works.
Good times.
We talked about this the other day. I asked you if there was some place that you wanted to tour before that you hadn't been to, you know, or just like where you wanted to go now. And your response is that you had seen a lot. You've seen a lot of
Well,
everything.
I at this point in my life, I mean, there's places I'd like to maybe see and play that we haven't played before in other countries or whatever. But I don't really care to travel. I don't
Right.
really look forward to having to get on a plane and go across the ocean and all that stuff. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but you know, I'm not a young man anymore.
No.
And traveling is not always the most fun,
Yeah.
but that's part of what I do.
Right.
So I'll do it if the opportunity arises and it makes sense.
Sure.
I will do it.
Yeah.
I like to. There's places I like to play that we've never played, like Australia. We've never played Australia.
Really?
Never played a lot of South America.
King's X fans out there in South America and Australia, think about this. Pull your people. Make it happen.
Well, it's not up to them. It's up to us. I mean,
Make it a good
is up to
thing that
them.
happens,
Yeah.
yes.
There has to be a reason for us to come. It has to make sense.
Right. It has to make sense. Sweeten the pot.
Because we do like basically a weekend a month.
Yeah. Well,
That's what
and
we
it's
do.
still cool that you guys like do tour here. Like, so you have some fun tours coming up, which to be honest, when this episode comes out, I'm not entirely sure when that's going to be. So this is going to be in the future. But what does the rest of the year look like for you?
Well, it's September right now.
Okay.
And October, we're doing a northeastern run
Nice.
in Pennsylvania, Sellersville, PA. I think we're doing Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine,
Nice. Okay.
if I'm correct.
Yeah.
In November, we're going to Florida
Okay. Very cool.
for 3 shows, yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
After that, I'm not sure what's happening.
Let's do a little segue. I want to talk a lot about your solo career because that is very important. Babe, why don't you tell the story about how you and Jerry met?
Okay. And Jerry, you were there, I think, right? When
we met,
Yeah, I think you were there.
I'm not sure.
Right? I mean, is this where I'm at? Or, I mean,
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know.
all right. So it goes back to your wife, Julie, that I've known her for years before you actually met her.
I know.
I love Jerry.
And I was doing my own thing, and I was in a band called One that she was aware of.
She loved you guys.
Oh man, it's so cool, man.
I've talked to her a lot about that since and said, what the fuck were you talking about? Anyway, that's another story.
That-
Go ahead.
that's
Go
the
ahead.
starting
do your
point,
Thing.
you know.
Go ahead.
So anyway, I remember we were playing at Arlene's Grocery. Our band moved to New York City. I haven't seen Julie in years. And then she came out to the show or something, and I think she realized our new band Bully used to be this band One that she used to listen to, and she was right. She showed up. She's like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
long time no see," type of thing. You know,
I wasn't there that night, right?
You weren't there yet. She was telling us. She was like, "Hey man, yeah, I'm living in I think she was living in Jersey."
Yeah, she was in Jersey.
And we were in New York City, you know, the Farley brothers, who you know, Matt and John, and my brother Andre. But he was in a band Dope by this time. But she's like, knowing that I'm a huge King's X fan, she goes, "You won't believe who I'm dating right now." I'm like, "Who's that?" "Jerry Gaskill." I'm like, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?" It was just, we were flabbergasted, you know? And I'm like, "Well, you got to bring him to one of our shows." And she did, thankfully. And then you came out and then you saw our band and you said you loved our band.
I did.
And that led to kind of our relationship of actually working together. Your first record, you asked us to be your band in the solo record
Yep.
called Come Somewhere.
That is correct.
And tell us about that. We did some shows together. Tell us what was that, because I think that was your first outing as being the lead guy, not on a drum kit.
Right. No drums at all.
All of your songs.
I actually play some guitar.
Right. And you play guitar
cool.
and the acoustic, whatever. But like
bit.
your first, talk about your first solo record and what that was like to write all of your own music. And I know Ty helped record it and played maybe a little bit on it. But like talk about that experience of you being the front guy and then actually performing that stuff live.
Okay, first of all, my first solo record, I was very excited to make it because I've been writing all these tunes, recording them at home, like on an 8-track or whatever. Very excited, and I thought, I think I'd like to get Ty to make this record with me. And I remember we were on tour, and I brought, I think it was a CD or something back in those days. This is a while ago, and asked him to listen to see what he thinks. And so he went to the back of the bus in the lounge and started listening to this music. And I sat in the front lounge.
Okay.
And the whole time I'm sitting there freaking out thinking, oh my God, he's going to come back and say, Jerry, this is kind of stupid, but I'll try to make something happen because you're my friend. That's what I was thinking. I'm literally thinking this, freaking out. The whole time I'm just...
Oh, my God.
And then he finally comes back out to the front row and he says, Jerry, every single moment of this record is going to be incredible.
He loved it that much.
He loved it that much. He said, this is going to be great.
And
Ty's
for the
got good
record,
I don't know
Jerry,
if it is, but that's what he said.
And for the record, he was right, man. He was right to say that.
And we met, and it was great. And it's a special record to me because the songs are exactly as I wrote them for the most part, like 99% exactly as I wrote them. And he just helped embellish and make the songs come even more alive for me.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful, wonderful thing. Just the two of us. Only the two of us worked on that record.
That's so cool.
So
Did Doug feel left out?
maybe. I think he did. I think he did at one point.
Oh, that's
I remember
sad.
bringing a song to him for him to listen to, and he thought, "Oh my God, these guys are going to win Grammys and everything," and I'm just sitting here by myself. Of course, none of that happened.
You're like, don't worry, Doug. If we win a Grammy, we'll bring you into our band.
But anyway, so which brings us to doing some live shows.
Yeah.
And like Dan just said, we met at was it a one show or a bully show?
No, it was a bully show.
Yeah, it was a bully show.
Yes.
And I heard them, saw them, and I thought, this is a good band. I like these guys. And I asked them if they might be willing to be my band for some solo shows. And they agreed.
So
And
cool.
he suggested bringing ANDEE BLACKSUGAR.
Yes.
Is that his name?
ANDEE BLACKSUGAR
Or is it ANDEE Black or...
ANDEE Black. Well,
Hines.
ANDEE Black on Facebook, which he's not really on. And
I know
because-
his real name. It's neither one of those.
Like, and Facebook won't let him probably use
Such a
the
cool
name
name,
Black
though.
Sugar. So it shortens it to Black because I guess it's a real
So,
legit
whatever.
last name.
ANDEE
Anyway,
BLACKSUGAR, ANDEE
Yeah.
Black, ANDEE Hines, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Andy Hines.
And so Dan suggested him, and he brought him in. And I remember seeing Popstar Kids, a band he was in.
incredible band.
Huh?
Incredible band.
Incredible. And I thought, oh my God. And he was so flamboyant in some ways and looked like somebody
Super
to reckon
cool.
with. Super cool. And I remember thinking to myself when Dan said, hey, we could get Andy to play. I said, oh no, man, he's going to like upstage me and take over the whole thing.
Did you really think
Yeah,
that?
I did. I thought, oh, look at
Wow.
that. But Andy came in and he totally fit in.
Yeah.
Totally played the part and did exactly perfectly.
And you know
That's
what?
cool.
And you know what? I remember Andy was really like he was reading a room. Obviously, he's not going to come out there like dominating visually because he's a very visual person, very artistic.
Exactly my point. Yeah.
But like he came in and he just kind of like he did his own thing and totally
yeah.
fit with how we look even.
Totally. Just
very aware person.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Amazing
And
musician.
still being himself.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
Great.
So
And
It's a very
and we
pro
rehearsed
move.
quite a bit.
and the
Did we
music,
not, Dan?
it was the music building, which was famous for being Madonna's rehearsal room. We were on the 12th floor, 38th Street and 8th Avenue, I think it was. And we rehearsed at the top floor and recorded. We learned the whole record, man. And talk about that, man. I got footage of that shit. I might have to put some of that stuff up there. You
Yeah,
know?
we even rehearsed the day. We even rehearsed the day of the show. I think, right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of vocals, man, and
Yeah,
Matt and John Farley too, man. Like handled a boatload of work and
Great.
vocals and shit. Amazing.
I was so proud and honored and thankful that you guys were willing to do that and did do that. And I was kind of nervous. You know, I'd never done anything like this ever in my life.
Yeah.
We
That's
played
new.
at Arlene's Grocery in New York City. And I remember walking on the stage. Tell me if I'm wrong, Dan.
Okay, I
but
will.
the place was completely packed.
Yeah.
Was it not?
People
I'm
were
going,
waiting
oh
for
my
that.
God. People were coming out to see this because I didn't know what to expect.
Sure.
And we start doing it. And I'm starting to feel like, this might be all right. This might be really fun. And it ended up being a really great time for me, a great
Yeah.
experience. And after like maybe the first song or even maybe during the first, I don't remember exactly when, but at one point I walked over to Dan and said, Dan, I think I can motherfucking do this motherfucking shit.
Dude, I wish people knew, man, because that phrase, dude, stuck with me till this day. I use this shit
literally says it.
constantly.
That's exactly what I said.
He says it.
I think I can motherfucking do this motherfucking shit.
Dude,
I can do this motherfucking
and dude,
shit.
like I'm telling you, man, like when all is gone and we're all gone off this planet, there's gonna be people left saying, I can motherfucking do this motherfucking shit, because people love to say it. It just rolls off the tongue very easy. People love to drop the F-bomb in like twice in one sentence. But it's a classic one, and I thank you for that, man.
And another thing special to me about that night, that show, is another band played after us, correct?
At the Arlene show?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely
Somebody played after us.
Yep.
And after we got done playing, I'd say 90% of the people left.
Ooh.
So they were actually there to see me.
They were there to see you.
Which was incredible to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, KEAGGY fans, man, we're so curious, and they love you so much. They're going to come out of whatever they'll stop what they're doing, and they were there to see you, man,
Yeah.
and they were awesome.
It was a fun night, right? It was a good, right? It was good.
Yeah, man, we had a great show.
It was great.
Now that's led to several projects of you guys working together. Let's go into that. Let's
Yes.
talk into the next album.
Oh, the next album.
Yeah, the next album.
What was that called, Jerry? I can't
Well,
remember, man.
I'll tell you what it was called. But actually, Dan and I did some work together before we did that record.
Okay.
That's
I used
true.
to go to Dan's apartment in Harlem. Excuse me. And we worked out a lot of songs there.
Mm-hmm.
I would bring some ideas to him, some songs, some complete, just an idea. And we worked together. He came to my house one time, and we recorded the song Julie
Oh.
off of whatever record that's off of.
Hi, Julie.
I think that's on Ogre Tones. Wouldn't that be Ogre Tones with Michael Wagner, who
Maybe.
lives here in Nashville?
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know.
I think it was Ogre Tones. I
It's either-
think.
yeah, probably was. Yeah, I think. I don't know. One
Or
of
maybe it
them.
was 15.
It's either
but go ahead.
Overtones or 15. I don't remember. But you came to my house, and we recorded it there. And I presented
remember.
it to the guys, and we decided to do it.
Yeah.
And then from there, we decided. Well, we had already decided we're going to make a record, right, Dan?
Yeah, we
At that
start.
point,
We
said,
decided
gotta
that
work together.
early.
We got to do something. And I loved working with Dan because he had ideas that I would have never thought of. He took my songs to places I wouldn't have thought of. And I loved it. We ended up making a record. Some songs were very close, if not exactly as I wrote them. Correct, Dan?
Yeah, yeah.
And some songs you put all different ideas that I would have never thought of, like I said.
Very inspiring. And can I just interject about like what it's like working with you and how I think of you as a songwriter?
Sure.
And this would be a cool little factoid for Jerry, or for KEAGGY fans that love Jerry and know Jerry. Writing with Jerry is very interesting. Very open channel. He doesn't let anything get in the way of what an idea is, and I just feel like you're an open guy, and everything is very authentic, man. And you let things just kind of happen. When you play guitar, you play interesting chords that I would never expect. And I know you told me, like, maybe Ty said the same thing, but like you not coming from a guitar player, you just go with what you hear and what
Exactly.
you love. and it might not be a natural chord that you would hold as a guitar player. So that really brought me out of my own box as a guitar player. And it made really interesting things happen. And when that happens for a guy like me on the outside working with a guy like you, it opens up a whole new door that I would have never walked through. And so that's the joy that I get with you. You always bring me something really, really interesting, and I would have to tear it apart and be like, what is he doing with this? But the sound is already there, the idea is always there, and you always bring songs that are fully realized. So I just want to interject that, and that's how I think special it is working with a guy like you when you're a guy that lets everything happen naturally, organically, lyrically. You're like a guy that just writes what you feel. And I think that's very interesting and very unique. So take it from there, Jerry. Talk about that Love and Scars record and how that kind of came about in dealing with Michael or working with Michael in his Wire World studio doing the drums there. Maybe you can just start there about how it all came together.
Well, thanks for all that, Dan. That was very nice. Nice of you to say all that stuff.
Well, I appreciate you so much.
I wish I felt the same about you, but that's another story.
Dude, I got $5, dude. I'll slip it in your luggage on the way out.
But anyway, we decided we need to make a record together. And you told me that you knew a guy named Joe O'Brien from Rat Pack you had worked with before, right?
Through the John Karabi record deal. I was playing with John Karabi for 3 years.
So we put something together and sent it to him, and I think he liked it. And he wanted to make the record with us. So we had a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So, and at one point we decided, let's see if Michael Wagner, the
Michael Wagner.
The Michael Wagner.
Iconic Michael Wagner, would let us record drums there at his studio. Because I'd worked with Michael on 2 records so far.
Sure.
And he seemed very open and happy to do it. Correct, Dan?
Yeah, he was excited for you, man. And he wanted to.
He wanted
be
to
part
do
of it.
He loved working with me, and I loved working with him. And I think I think he liked working with Dan too. I think.
Yeah, I think I loved working with him. He knows that. I don't know if it's the other way around or if it's mutual.
But anyway, so we did all the drums at Michael's studio, which I thought was great. And at one point, I think, was it your idea, Dan? You said, I think it was your idea. You said, let's just play drums, just play a beat, just play beats. Yeah. We'll just record whatever you play.
It was one of those things where we had a lot of songs for the record, and then we had time or something, or we needed one more, we felt. And I'm like, man, turn the BPM up a little bit. And Michael made the click a little faster because I think we might need a faster song on this record. And Jerry, just go play whatever to this click track. I think it was at 160 or 170. I can't remember what it was, but you just played for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And we ended up using some of that stuff that I played on a song, right?
Yep.
The song Sandy.
That's right. And that's how it came to be.
Yeah, that's how that came to be. And like I was telling about my first solo record was basically just songs as I wrote them. 99%, I'd say.
I love that.
Exactly as I wrote them. And Ty helped me bring it to life. This record, Love and Scars, was a total collaboration with Dan.
Aww.
Me and Dan did this record together.
Yeah.
Right, Dan?
Yes.
I mean, you actually have ideas and parts of the songs that are just yours, but at the same time, I put myself into it too, and it became ours, all those things, correct?
Right, yeah. And a lot of those songs were pretty much arranged right out of your head, though. So that's the really cool thing. But yeah, I did add a lot of stuff that I felt like I was hearing. And just to kind of give credit, man, to some of these guys on the record.
Oh, we had a plethora of great players, and I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, maybe I can list them. Try to list them all here. Obviously, ANDEE BLACKSUGAR added such an amazing tapestry of
all over the record.
All
Beautiful.
over that record.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, he was just a special guy on that. And of course, Matt and John Farley lent their backing vocals. My brother Andre, Virus, for the dope fans out there, he goes by Virus. He did some backing vocals on that one Goodbye song. Who else? We had Billy Sheehan.
Speaking of the Goodbye song, real quick.
Okay.
I remember at one point, you picked up a guitar and started playing some songs that you wrote. And you're going through them, and I'm sitting there going, okay, all right, cool. Then you started playing that song. I thought, oh, wow, I like that. Right?
Right, that's right.
So we ended up doing that song I mean, I wrote the lyrics and all, but
Yeah,
that's
and, like,
basically your song.
You know, the 10, like you just walked out of the room and I'm like, he's going to write the lyrics for this thing. Okay, I had this little melody or like this little riff. Doom da doom da doom da doom da doom da doom da doom, right?
Yeah.
And then you walked out of the room. I'm like, he's going to come back with lyrics. No way. No way. And then he comes back. He's like, okay, let's go ahead. I'll do the vocals now. I'm like, are you serious? I wish I could do that shit, dude. I just can't, you know. But anyways, yeah, that was pretty cool how that came
very
together.
cool. All right, so we're still listing the people on the record.
Yeah, and starting with that song, Billy Sheehan played his amazing shit on that song.
Yes,
and
he did.
Along with the Hypothetical.
Hypothetical, he also played on.
Who else
I
was
love
on
that
there?
song.
Bob. Who was that?
Bob Berger played bass on Waking Up.
That's right. And
Good friend of mine. I play with him locally where I live.
The
Oh,
Weaklings.
that's cool.
No, not the Weaklings.
No, just
Well, he is in the, he has
Right,
a band
right,
called
right.
the Weaklings.
Right.
I don't play with the Weaklings.
no. You
No,
don't.
No, I do his local gigs with him
Okay.
as his, he calls it the ever-changing band.
Ah.
Because he always has different guys in the
Different
band.
people.
And so he played on that. Phil KEAGGY played on a song called Paradise.
Topher Nolan played
Topher
on.
Nolan.
Yeah, played on No More Yesterday.
Great stuff.
Hold on here. Matt and Farley had vocals all over all that shit.
My son
So
Joey.
what I'm hearing
son
is
Joey,
all,
yeah.
Joey Gaskill did some vocals on Patty's song.
That's right.
It's my son who also makes great and wonderful music on his own.
nice.
Yeah, he's an artist, true
He is
artist,
a
man.
true artist.
David Parks played that intro
Yeah.
drum part to.
Yep, he sure did.
what's the
Never
name of
Ever
that
Know.
song? Never Ever Know.
That was a song I brought the King's X to do on one of our records.
And David Parks, and the guy that recorded him, added piano to one of those songs, didn't he?
Matt Gray.
Matt Gray is the guy that did that.
JD DeServio.
JD did the bass
He
line
played bass on
for
This Picture.
this picture.
You had Earl Slick.
Earl
We did have
Slick.
Earl Slick. He played on 2 songs. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Waking Up.
Oh, he did
And
play on
No
Waking-
More Yesterday.
Oh, he did play on Waking Up then.
Yeah, okay, he held out that really cool note. It was like really saturated, badass shit.
Okay.
When we went out to the house, he did some magical shit,
He
right?
sure did.
And he did it on 11, right? Like it was
He did.
loud as shit, right?
It was great. Such an honor.
I want to go to paradise.
So moving on now. So what's in store now, Jerry? Or is there a reason why you're in town at all by any chance? You know, can you think of? Or
What town am I in?
where am I at?
Yeah,
Is this
where
I'm
am
at?
I?
You're in Nashville, dude.
What's
Nashville,
happening? What year is
Nashville.
it?
Nashville.
You're in
Why
Nashville.
would I come to
Tennessee?
Nashville?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what it was.
Oh,
was it?
yeah.
I had this idea that I wanted to make some more music.
Can you give us a little how you're feeling about being here doing this, man? I mean, I can let it fly with the compliments, man, and how much joy this is bringing me.
Well, I'm glad you talk about it, Dan.
Can I talk about it a little bit, man? I'm gonna,
If you want.
hijack
I just
the
want
mic.
to hear what I love hearing you say how much you like what we're doing.
Okay. Well, yeah. Sit back, Jerry. Grab yourself if you have anything left in that drink, and just enjoy. No, yeah, we're here making some Jerry Gaskill songs come to life, man, and we're just figuring out how we want to record things, what the best ways are. We're getting some amazing tones and just laying down some basic tracks, though. But I think yesterday was the day when we're like, man, are we doing this again, man? Maybe. Mm-hmm. And just the song ideas are going to be so unique, and I don't want to give anything away about what to expect.
No.
But,
we're just making music together. That's
we're
what
making
doing.
music, and we kind of started putting some stuff together. So
Yeah,
that's
enough
why
said,
we're doing
and we're
this.
happy that we're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're happy to have you here on the podcast, on the show. Nashville
Happy to
on
be
the
here,
Rocks.
man.
We appreciate you, man.
Well, I'm just so happy that I get to be a part of listening to everything behind the scenes. I feel like that's quite exciting for me because I love being in the know of what's happening. But I'm very excited to see the fact that you're going to make another record. I think that it's well overdue. I think it's been 10 years. 10 years since the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that you're due for another record. I think that a lot of things have happened to you in the past 10 years. I feel like you have a lot to say, and I feel like King's X fans are going to eat that up. You know what I mean? And people that love your music are going to eat that up. So I am just very happy to just be a little person in the background that gets to listen to things.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And
It just felt like it's time. I just thought it's time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten to understand kind of how you look at music. So maybe this is a question that I don't know if you'd have a definitive answer to, but like, is there anything that you're trying to achieve with this new album?
The only thing, if I'm trying to achieve anything, I don't really think about achievement. I don't think, oh, I'm doing this so I can achieve this, I can become that or this or that. I'm just making music because I have no choice.
Because you have to make music.
It just comes out.
I love that.
And I have to do it, whether I want to or not.
Yep.
So I just want it to be, and Dan and I have discussed this, I want this record to be the songs that I wrote. Right, Dan?
That's absolutely right.
And we're really doing that. Even if we change it, it's still remaining to be that song.
Sure.
Correct, Dan?
Yeah, and we're staying true to the organic, great idea, and that's why they are here. That's why we are listening to these ideas that Jerry has, because we believe in them, and we're just going to enhance and embellish what we feel in the moment and what feels right. We're just going to let these songs artistically be what they're meant to be.
Yep.
Well, I think that's so important. Your connection to your fans and your King's X fans in general. Do you think about the fans when you write, or do you kind of still try to stay true to what you do and that you hope that, that transcends over?
Oh, well, when I'm writing songs or I'm making music, I'm not thinking what anybody else might think.
I think that's the best way to do it.
That's never my motivation for writing a song. It's just because this song is there and I got to write it.
You got to write it.
I got to bring something out. I mean, I always hope that people might like it, but I don't really think like that.
In a comment about looking at music and art that way, I think it's the only way to really be, in a way, to... I love music because of what the artist is actually trying to say. And if you get away from not being authentic or honest about, what they're trying to say, you feel like you lose a connection almost. Like when I listen to, like, for example, Jerry, when I listen to like a guy like James Taylor, I feel like I'm listening to a guy with his thoughts and his music. And I feel like I'm learning more about him as an artist, as a person, through his music. So if James Taylor tried to start writing songs to make a guy like me happy, I feel like I'm not really listening to him anymore. So I'm not as connected. So I think it's really cool that you look at art as like keeping all that stuff outside of your process, because now we're getting the real Jerry Gaskill.
Well, I always feel that the greatest power that we have as human beings is to be ourselves. That's where the power lies. That's what will affect people the most, I think, is if we give of ourselves. Because that's all we really have is ourselves.
No, I agree with that.
And if we give that the best we can, that's probably going to affect people the most.
Yeah.
Or we can lie about things, and that's probably pretty powerful too.
It works, man. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, you can name a billion examples of that, right?
What'd you say?
I said that
there's a million examples
the whole
of
lying
that.
thing works, man. I mean, there's a billion examples that I can give you right now.
Of
How
course.
lies
I mean,
are awesome.
That's a part of life as well as truth.
You guys are really a force to this day. What keeps you going to do shows? Is it just the fact that you have to make music? I mean, because you choose to make music with each other.
No, we have to make money.
Oh, you have to make money. Well, that's also important. Making money is important too.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, you could be doing that in maybe a variety of ways. So,
But fortunately, we're able to make some money by making music,
yes,
which is,
wonderful.
that was the ultimate dream.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is. No, that's so true. So I think everybody, like, kind of watch out for what's going to be happening with your album over the next year. Look for King's X shows coming to your area. I think this is going to be really great. Babe, do you have any other questions that you want to ask?
I'm thinking about King's X fans and what they would want me to ask.
Yes,
and I
please.
apologize if I'm not asking the right ones, because I feel responsible. But as far as King's X, I just want to, as a fan, I just want to thank you just for existing, man, and just keep doing what you do. That's all I can say.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
We will.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that.
That's all I got, baby.
All right. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so glad that we could do this. And like I said, when we've just been waiting for this for a while, and just the opportunity that arose. And even though you are not a Nashvilleian and you have never lived here, you have so many friends that love you and care about you here, and people that look up to you. And, you know, just being in the rock scene, it means the world to us that you come on the show.
But I have made records here.
Yes, you
and
have.
I kind of lived here during those record makings.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah.
That's a great way to look at it. I love that.
That counts.
That does count.
Yeah, it counts.
All right.
Art in the making.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, watch out for Jerry Gaskill. Check out King's X. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thanks,
Bye.
Jerry. Appreciate you, man.
Hey there. Thanks for tuning in to Nashville on the Rocks. We're so grateful for your support. If you're enjoying our content, we'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us on social media and give us a like on iTunes, Spotify, and all your other go-to streaming sites. Your feedback is super important to us, so please leave us a review as well. Thanks so much.